Hi, welcome to Culture Shock. Let me ask you something. How busy are you? Are you like so busy that your calendar is chock-a-block, that there's no room in between appointments and this goes on for days and weeks on end? Is this how your life is? I mean, it could be that you are very in demand, that your opinion is highly valued, that people need your time. In fact, I hope that's true. And if you're a sort of a world-class leader, a great executive, odds are that's going to be the case. But how you manage that is critically important, I think, to your quality as a leader. And I hope that that's as challenging a statement to you as I intend it to be. Because I think the quality, your quality as a leader, the quality of your leadership is as much about the amount of time you don't schedule as about the amount of time that you do. And in the Happy Attempt research, in the initial research we did, going back beginning 2012, 2013, and going forward, no matter what we've done, it's been a recurring theme. The amount of accessibility people have to their leaders, the amount that those leaders are visible and approachable, is directly correlated to the amount of engagement that employees feel. I.e., if they feel they're getting your time, if they feel they're getting your energy and your attention, they're happier. So it's critical as a leader that you actually make that kind of time to spend time with people. And if you're cramming your calendar full of meetings and all sorts of things like that, you're not allowing for that amount of time. You're not flexible. You're not allowing things to happen on the fly. You're not opportunistic. And I think there's a problem in that. And you possibly already experience it in your stress levels if you are that way. There was a really interesting video that I watched not that long ago, which was an interview with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. And they were talking about business. They were talking about all sorts of things you can imagine when those two get talking. But the subject turned to Warren Buffett's diary, which was quite an interesting thing because they both laughed about it when they started talking about it. And I guess they'd pre-prepped this. They knew they planned to bring this topic up because it was such an unusual thing. But when Bill Gates and Warren Buffett first met, Bill Gates used to have he was the CEO of Microsoft at the time, and his calendar used to be one of those chock-a-block things. I mean, you couldn't have squeezed a credit card in between appointments. They were so tightly packed on his calendar. And when Bill Gates went to go and see Warren Buffett for the first time, he discovered something quite different. That Warren Buffett had like one appointment in the month of April. One, nothing else. And he couldn't quite get his head around it. How do you manage to not be busy? And Warren Buffett said, I'm busy all the time. I'm just opportunistic. The important thing as a leader is to be available to people, to be able to do things on the fly, to understand that the world isn't so structured that you can just plan everything and everything will go according to plan. And so it was something that Bill Gates found fascinating, and he actually loosened up his calendar subsequently after that to make sure that there was time for thinking, reading, opportunistic stuff, for the world to change under your feet on any given Tuesday and for you to be able to react to that without throwing everything else out of whack. Tom Peters, a legendary management guy, somebody that I respect enormously, he suggested that you should, as a leader, have as much as 50% of your time unscheduled. Think about that, 50% of your time unscheduled. That means if you've got 50% of your week already with meetings in it, you decline meetings unless there's something that absolutely cannot be avoided. Maybe you move another meeting out. Because it's those times when you're not busy, when you're able to spend time with people. That's when you're able to speak to them, learn from them, get the most out of them. That's when they're able to respond to you and to rise to the inspirational leadership that you could otherwise provide if you were actually just in front of them every now and then. Busyness, guys, it's a problem. It's not a good thing. I think it's a shocker. I've just come off a couple of very, very busy weeks. I've now got one this week where I'm not, and that's by design. It's my thought for the week. I hope you have a good week.